Yeah. Hey man, all I'm saying is, nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up. On the track.
A lot of niggas died 1865. Single Michael fled, how I ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody hot and black was never on your side. They do maps to tell your apps where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man know. Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this my definition. If being savage was our nature, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say. We the God to the gate. So when they say they fear God, now you know what they made. Shoot some, move some, shoot some, move some.
Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down.
Shoot some, move some, shoot some, move some.
Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down.
Every day my niggas dying, they don't know the truth. How the hell you close to God, we don't know it's you. Yo, how the hell you supposed to survive, we don't know the shoot. He should've died, you let him slide cause he look just like you. I tried to tell him all skin ain't kin. Everybody ain't your partner, everybody ain't your friend. How the hell they supposed to help when they the ones that put you in? They don't struggle how we struggle, they can't get it how we live. Can't be scared to die when we already dead. Either way, your life is stake no matter how you play it. My higher self said we should choose remain godly. My lower want these motherfucking bodies. Infiltrate they circles like a motherfucking Audi. Take them to the south and put them down like OG Bobby. They don't want equality in this club, they want these problems. Killers right beside me, slab full of chicken moppers. Shoot some, move some, shoot some, move some.
Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down.
Shoot some, move some, shoot some, move some.
Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down.
Y'all know how we do. We're gonna play another song, and then we're gonna get right into it. Play one more song, and then we'll get right into
it. Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't, it ain't legalized. Realize, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Real life. Yeah, slavery was a long time ago. How? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our land, they ahead of us. Changed our name so much, they scared of us. Children of the sun, y'all don't compare to us. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Talking about America, pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Even up the playing field, bitch, I'm darn. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sperm. You got white privilege, so you don't need sperm. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe her. Colonized came here, they ain't never leave her. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. How you American but not indigenous? 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans, naturalized citizens, made all the Indians niggas on the census. 1492, we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights, gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's alright. First slave 1619 was all white. 1200 wasn't no continent, all white. Europe named after a black woman, alright. Grafted, it come from us, do your research. Go within, quit listening to the teacher. And the nuki got voice coming out the speaker. Cut off trees down and made us weaker. Really they foreigner, the shit gets deeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm aboriginal, we come from the ether. Ruling over us in our land, that's evil. Being colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of the war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheeple. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privilege is real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savage. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Been lied to, I got built up anger. You built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us the Bible and stole our nation. Said we couldn't read, but we didn't know the language. Kept us on paper because we didn't see the danger. American Indian, keep the religion. Skin copper color look just like a penny. Wanted our land and you called us stingy. Ain't no Democrats there together, pay attention. We got ancestors, but the papers is missing. Kings and queens, we just can't remember. Remember who you are, just like Simba. Now they got a vax, we don't want that in us. George Washington is the ninth president, look it up. United States, only 10 square blocks, look it up. White people really the minorities, look it up. Courtrooms don't got authorities, look it up. You want me to say stop governing me? Gave me a straw man, it's really not me. Why you don't keep it 100 with me? Why Trayvon Killer still walk around free? Made this song for the truth, don't hate it. History was told in reverse, I stated. Read to the press, somebody gotta say it. I'm taking out of school, that's the reason I made it. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. History, that's his story. History, it's his story. That ain't my story. History, it's his story. It's his story. Probably ain't your story. History, it's his story. It's his story.
This is the new way to make 6 figures every year without going to college. This is the
Halito and Petuwaste, whatever's your greeting. It's your host, the original Copper Empress. And I have a special guest with me tonight. Can you go on and introduce yourself, sir?
I want to say peace to the original Copper Empress, Holbert, the matriarch. Peace, peace, and thank you for having me.
Peace, peace, peace. So we brought you over here because we see that you have a new project that everybody's buzzing around in the community about. We've seen the commercials, and we wanted you to come over here and grace my platform with what we got going on here.
Well, we got the first Americans. It's the forbidden history. Hold on. First off, I just want to greet everybody in the greetings. Y'all know what it is. I want to say peace and paradise to all the American Aborigines, North, Central, and South America, and the conjoining islands. I want to say peace to all American Aborigines, and peace to everybody else that's righteous, that's looking for the truth. I want to say shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's your Sahab, and I come in peace. So so I just want to say shout out to everybody.
This day, because you know today is our day, right, Chief? It's Happy Indigenous Day to all my relatives. Peace, love, and war.
And you know, not to take anything from Indigenous Peoples Day, but we like to say this is Aboriginal Peoples Day.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, you know, when we talk about these terms, you know, these terms are inclusive. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to keep using the same analogy for it. If you have the term minority, right, when it's pertaining to affirmative action, right, we know that they have put other people and labeled them minorities, and it waters down or even excludes a lot of times a lot of us from these things. So we wrote the Declaration of Reclamation. Shout out to Lieberson, shout out to Ty Data, shout out to Lotus, shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying, that's putting this work in behind the scenes. And a lot of times people don't know when they seeing some stuff, like we talking about this Declaration of Reclamation, it was including us into the UNDRIP, the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People. Now, when we say indigenous has everybody is an indigenous, right? Elizabeth Warren would be classified as indigenous,
but not to America though.
Excuse me.
She wouldn't be indigenous to America, though, right?
Of course. No, I'm saying not. Listen. You could be a $5 Indian and to be put into a nation, correct? Or you could be married into a nation, correct? So
True.
You can have a whole pale skin, right? That's enjoying indigenous status, okay? But when we're talking about the first inhabitants of this land, we're talking about the Aborigines. The reason why it's important for us to push Aboriginal People Day, week, month, year is because we have been excluded from history. We have
Facts.
been excluded. We are languishing. I want to take this from, we're going to play the clip, but I'm going to take this from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The American Negro is languishing in American society and finds himself exiled in his own fucking land. Little paraphrase.
That's
You understand what I'm saying? So when
Mhm.
we're talking about these terms, we know that they have created these terms and put everybody else in this caste system above us. So a lot of times people like, once again, it's not to say that indigenous doesn't encompass, but indigenous will be the aboriginal will be the trump card of indigenous. Aboriginal includes the copper colored people that they found when they came here. That's
Mhm.
the importance and the power of being aborigine to this land and tapping into that. So this movie is about pictures, is about showing, by putting visuals in our oculars because we have been bombarded with ionized Cody, um, fucking every like just all the things that they say, right? But guess what? We have the science now. We have the BBC doing documentaries saying this is a Negro face pertaining to Luzia, pertaining to Naya, right? But then they'll come around and turn around and say some weird shit like, well, um, her genetics are similar to some modern Native Americans, right? And they take that and run with that as if it's all of them, not as if they are not mutts or mixed from us. You understand what I'm saying? That's the problem that I'm having with this caste system. It's the problem I'm having just with just us here in American society because we still look up to these pale people. Psychologically, a lot of us are still coming into this community with that psychological baggage. So yeah, that's what this film is about, just setting the record straight, this docu-series. And did you tell them that you were starring in the film too, sis?
Oh yes, I will have a short part in the film.
You said a show.
Yes, of course, of course.
Well,
Hell
we will
yeah.
have a hurricane, definitely a category
Yeah.
7
Seven.
Hurricane Hobart. They don't know nothing about that. Hurricane Hobart will
Uh-huh.
definitely be in the building. Aboriginal Power, Atanchinus One, Ab TV, the matriarchs. Shout out to the Nevilles. Shout out to Sister Lyrical running the show right now for us. Peace to her. Peace to Chief Sun
Mhm.
Owl. Um, Shout out to Janice. Everybody that you know what I'm saying is going to be a part of that you guys see in the community are welcome to be in this film. Matter of fact, some of them are already in the film already. We already have footage. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this for years, y'all. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So being able to put this information out to our people in in the medium that they ingest stuff. And once again, even if you read something, right, you almost have to put pictures in the book so people can associate things with they like we get the opticals for this. Like we can actually see something. So this is what this is about. So hopefully we can put this um put this trailer up for the people over on Facebook world. This we broadcasting live on Facebook and Instagram. I mean Facebook and
Uh-huh. I
YouTube
know
right
the
now.
Facebook. Hey sis,
Shout out
can
to
you play
Facebook.
the trailer? Did you send her the trailer?
Absolutely.
Okay. I wanted to piggyback off what you were saying about,
Hmm.
being indigenous and stuff. You know, this seemed to be the topic of the ones I find on Facebook when they doing, or on YouTube and they talking about this situation. You have our own people that look like us still saying black and native people. The so-called black are the native people. You're making it like it's two different people that came together, and that's who we're not we talking about them as the native people wasn't the melanated carbon-based beings here first. That's why I say I can't have this conversation with everyone. We need to have this conversation with the elders, the one that dropped the ball and knew that we were indigenous here, and just because we was of a darker hue, you didn't want to claim us because you was what's that like the imitation of life. I mean, imitation is mean you're not the real. So Keep that in mind. So I'm like Janice, I don't feel sorry for them because they knew what we was going through, and nobody stood up and saying that this wasn't right, and we're not gonna sit here and let you kill our people. That's the problem I have. I give the mic. Lyrica. I want her to play the trailer.
Yeah, we can definitely get to it. So you know when we're talking about things that we could prove, right? We talk about Frederick Douglass, and it was a speech he gave, right? The Folly of Colonization, 1894, right? And I'm just gonna paraphrase a little something that he was saying or whatever. You guys can look this up. But he was like, all this native talk is nonsense. This is what he said. Like all y'all shit y'all talking about is nonsense. The homeland of the American Negro is America. His bones, his muscles, his sinews are all American. Okay? 1894, Frederick Douglass. We can go back. Our ancestors have been talking to us for a long ass time, right? And once again, why are they so, gung ho about changing our names every other 10 years or some dumbass shit or whatever, right? So, like I said, we can't fall for the pet names. We can't fall for these things because these things are taking us away from our land. The religious institutions, the school institutions, every institution that was set up to take us off our land. And so the biggest secret, the forbidden truth that's being held right now is who are the first Americans. So the question on the table is who are the first Americans? So whenever you having these conversations with these pale skins, with these mulattoes, aka mestizos, or any other people, ask them who are the first Americans and see what you get out of that. But you got to know. You got to know that we have the archaeology bones, not only for the first one. Think about this, y'all. So we got bones of Negroes, thousands of bones of Negroes, 10,000 BC, right? What do you think we have 6,000 BC? What about 4,000 BC? You don't think that we have those bones as well? Like, I just think the conversation, which those bones match the murals, those bones match the carvings, right, of Negroes. So once again, you have a person who's a mestizo who knows that the pale skin came in here, who knows that he has European blood running through his veins, right, would turn around and look you in the face as if he is better than you because he is into the caste system as well as the religious system, which says that black is cursed. I'm gonna say this again so y'all can understand what I'm saying. These guys that be pushing this Hebrew Israelite stuff or the Christian stuff, whatever, they believe in the curses. Even if they're still speaking on some of the stuff we're speaking, they still believe that you're less than because you're black and that you're the curse, the Deuteronomy curses and all that shit. That's what these guys believe wholeheartedly. They believe in this book. So this book and this thing is the law of the land right now, because this is when they translated the damn King James Bible in 1929. Just put that in your pipe and smoke it for a second. Let's get it. This is trailer for the documentary First Americans, the Forbidden Truths of the Aborigines of America. Shout out to the First American Council. It's your Sahab and I come in peace. Let's go.
Okay.
Y'all hear that music? You can hate me now. That's right. Unprecedented docuseries.
One thing about our community is that we don't identify as African, and we don't like identify as African American.
Yeah.
For the natives.
Yeah.
I like when it comes to talking about African Americans, I have no education with that. Period. I don't. I'm not even connecting to that no more. Because that's a system.
A Negro is still languished in the corners of American society. Finds himself in exile in his own land.
That's right. Aborigine. You never find a white Aborigine. Aborigines are black. You and I are Aborigines. That's what
That's a
the great
fact.
Malcolm X said. That's what the great Malcolm X was saying. Now we can sift through the black stuff. We can sift through all these labels and stuff, but the black man supposed to be right according to Black Power Rangers and according to um, all these guys that talk about all these things. Even if you believe in the out of Africa hypotheses, you know that the so-called black man, the Negro, was all over this planet. Even if you believe in the out of Africa hypotheses. So these people that tell us they brought us over here on the Mayflower and all this other shit, good ship Jesus, and all these things that people believe in, all the Blackbird and all the things that we have actually proven with the science, with the documentation, all the things they've been burning down and hiding from us, we still uncover this. Our ancestors are still speaking through us. So we are the ancestors that woke up. So when we saying that you guys are being disrespectful to the living, breathing gods, the ancestors, that's what we saying. And your days and your nights gonna be real motherfucking short. That's what we trying to tell you niggas, and you niggas just keep coming. Like with all y'all got right now, spit in the tube, right? Well, we already know the accuracy of those genealogy tests. So even if those were admissible in any court, they'll look at the accuracy of it and say, hey, well, we can't use this because the accuracy is less than 0. Now the reason why they can use in court or make you pay child support or something like that, because a paternal DNA test is completely different than a genealogical DNA test.
It's different
That's the
than
problem.
a criminal, because it's actually the reason why they can find criminals because it traces directly to the person, not his 5th and 3rd great grandmama on down. It's directly when they do it, it finds who the person that done the crime directly to them. That's what it is.
Right. So look at it like this right here, right? Say for instance, your mother and your grandmother passed, and you say, hey, I want to go do DNA testing. So you do your maternal line, right? Your mama ain't take the test. She's in the grave or the urn or whatever, right? Your grandmama, she's not here. She's passed. She's transitioned as well, right? So how do they know who your mom and your grandmama is? You just spit in the goddamn tube. How the fuck do they know? Because they're not getting any data or anything from your mother and your grandmother, right? Your your birth mother and her birth mother. How do they know who the fuck they are, y'all? How? Not from the fucking spit. How the fuck do they know who these people are? Oh, you put their name. Hey, my mama's name is Anime Bullock Woon. Her mama's name was Anime Johnson. Right? You put that down. You didn't spit in the tube and gave them that information. You wrote that down on the fucking application, dummy. So when y'all be saying, I look, these conversations are so dumb that when you're talking about going up your father's line, okay, here's your father, right? You know that for because your mama told you, right? But you don't know for a fact going back through your father's line. You understand what I'm saying? They are tracing paperwork as well. So when you're spitting in the tube, you're also filling out paperwork. So these people know Social Security number. They know they tracing your people, right? So once again, placing us in Africa or whatever, or finding a couple people that you are genetically compatible to in Africa does not make you African. There's 1,000 goddamn reasons why we would be genetically comparable to some people on the continent of Africa. It doesn't make any sense. You would be more genetically comparable to people here on this land that your people was loving on and so on and so forth. You understand what I'm saying? There's listen, if the DNA is all y'all got left, then y'all ain't got shit. Okay? That's your last, it's the last Alamo. They in the Alamo, they ain't got no more bullets. And we coming. You hear me? We coming. You Davy Crockett ass niggas is up in there hiding right now. We coming. Y'all don't have no more information to fool the people for. So that's what we at with it right there. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no more information to provide for our people. When Waka Flocka said, hey, African American, he kept it real. He said, I'm not connected to that no more. See his face? See how serious he was? Because he is in knowledge. He's knowledge of self. It's a motherfucker knowing you are, bro. So that's the thing. Knowledge of self. People say a lot of times, Chief, what have you done? You haven't done anything. Why are you calling yourself a chief? I call myself Supreme Chief. Okay? The awakening is what this is about. Creating the platform, creating this science, creating things and giving it to our people to weaponize them against the weapons and fighting the things that are going against them. Warfare is happening against us and you don't have any weapons. Your mind is the best weapon you can have. If your mind is colonized, how the fuck are you fighting? I say this all the time. If you cannot dream for power, how the fuck you gonna realize power in reality? How? How do you do that? How do you create power for yourself if not knowing who you are, not being able to have an imagination to see what power looks like? So there's steps, there's levels to this. You're not gonna build with people who don't know who they are because they're not gonna build. There's always gonna be some bullshit in there. So knowing knowledge of self, knowing who you are, or whatever, is a big part of it. So a lot of times we got a lot of, new people coming through. When I say new, a lot of people just coming into this information and they're gung ho and they're excited and angry. I was too. I really was. So I can understand. I get it. I understand. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to add that to that. Sis, you got anything else? 'Cause I'll talk all night.
What'd you say? Chief had to step away from the mic. What you
I
say?
said I said I'd go all night. So I was just
I already know. I know you got it.
I could go in there.
So, in this, can you kind of explain what we're in your movie or documentary? What the people, explain what is it about it? Who the first Americans are?
Well, that goes in the definition of American, right? Any definition, any etymology. I like to use etymology because etymology gives you the history of when something, a lot of times, and even the etymologies are tricky. So you have to have discernment to kind of know, first off, when you're looking into etymology will give you a timestamp, right? So I went through the university system and everything. They never even told me one time about etymology. Like, oh, you got to go get an etymology dictionary because they want you to know what they want you to know in this time period, right? So when they write back, when you're reading something and they're talking about 1700s, and then they say, oh, the Native Americans was fighting against the British, or Crispus Attucks was an African American, right? They can easily push him over to Africa with no evidence when his people are the Nantuckets, right? And so when we talk about the story of Crispus Attucks or Peter Salem or some of these characters, that they're talking about a people, they're not talking about a specific person. See what I'm saying? They're creating a story, right? The Nantuckets, the Mohawk, the Oneida, the Chinook, that's what they were calling these people, and these were Negroes, right? But when they changed the story, and they write it in 1998 in a book they written in 1998, they put Native American in that time period, describing these people in the 1700s that built this country or fought for this country. And because they put Native American in your head, you say, right there, boom, must have been Tonto M over there, right? That wasn't our people fighting. That wasn't our people being the founding fathers of this country, right? Because they already put the word spell in your head. Now we're talking about etymology of American. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is just so dumb to me. Like, I don't understand why it's so hard for anybody to get this. It doesn't say the Moors they found they came here. It could have. It could have. It doesn't say the Indians they found they came here. It could have, but it don't. It says the Aborigines are the copper-colored people that they found they came here. Why are they saying Aborigines? And why is the word aboriginal, aborigine, so damaging? Why are y'all so mad that we are attaching ourselves to the first Americans? So not only are we going to have archaeology, math, science, and all the evidence that we can prove that we are the first Americans, right? We're going to do that, but we're going to have some things that entertain the people and bring our people closer. And this is for the youth. This film is just the beginning of what we're doing. We got cultural freedom coming. We got books coming. Y'all know we got cartoons. We building over here. So when a motherfucker be like, what are y'all building? What are you supporting? Fuck you mean? You understand what I'm saying? We're here to help. We're not here to hurt nobody. So, like I said, share my shit. I don't want to hear that. Share our shit. This our shit. This is for the community. This is for the people.
Story, so
yeah, I was gonna say share our story. Share our shit. You know what I'm saying? Share our shit. How about that? It ain't gonna cost you nothing to do that. Motherfuckers, we talking about supporting the real. Yeah, I don't really. Come on, bro. We got to start building. So we're talking only builders over here. We're talking actual brick and mortar shit. You can. My team know we building.
Yeah.
Real talk. Real talk. There's all that talk right there. Like, come on, bro. Like, we believe in fostering relationships that are gonna last generations. Our children are gonna be building together. You know what I'm saying? So when you see people fighting and backbiting each other, and yeah, it's a lot. Like, come on, bro. Like, we can't do that.
Well, we have a lot of
we
different
gotta love on each other. I got you, but we gotta love on each other. There's gotta be codes.
We gotta,
We gotta love on each other. There's gotta be codes. I believe in loyalty is royalty. If y'all don't get nothing else tonight, get that, please. You know what I'm saying? I'm loyal to this community. I'm a servant of this community. I'm a supreme servant of this community. See how that work? You call yourself a chief, you're supposed to be a servant. I don't have a problem with nobody aspiring to be great. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to show you the way, motherfucker.
That's right.
GOAT. Prime time. Jordan is first year at the Bulls, nigga. You hear me? This is what we talking about. I'm just getting started. What we talking? I'm like, yo, bro, leave me alone. Go over here. Let's get to work. We building with these brothers behind the scenes. We don't have to come on here and tell everybody what we doing. That's the damn problem. We got too many enemies out there. Talking about the side of King Randall. he went to Roland Martin now. Got his whole school shit shut down. He should have went to Roland Martin after the school was up and running. He had the keys and everything together. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we can't show the left hand what the right hand doing. That's just how it works, y'all. Sorry, but it's just what it is. Only builders, man. That's what we talking about. Only builders. Nothing else matters. I don't even want to hear nothing no more, bro. Like, come on. Like, we are accessible to the people. We're talking about building. Everything is always about building. It's never about harming or doing anything to nobody. And so I think that's a lot of the problems that people are having. I don't know what it is or whatever, but we love to support destructive shit. We talk about these other entities and things that are out there. You know what I'm saying? But getting off of that though, back to who are the first Americans. The proof is already in the pudding, right? I think it's almost kind of crazy. I almost think it's kind of crazy for us to, like, imagine having that conversation like with a mestizo, right? You're literally having a conversation with them, and they're literally mad at you because you are tapping into things that predate the Dawes rule, predate these things, right? We clearly know this, right? And they love saying, "What was you guys speaking before 1492? What was you guys eating?" Well, no, they don't like to say eating. They definitely say that, but they talking about we're still in their culture. What's this? What's American culture?
Are they serving the things that we serve on Thanksgiving? Just answer yourself that.
Well,
a lot of them is eating stuffing out of the box. Cornmeal is a part of us, our people, like corn is. We take and make cornbread dressing. Cornbread dressing. So we know that line.
Fact.
I get go ahead.
Well, we're talking about some American culture. Maybe apparently we don't know what American culture is, right? Apparently. So let's just do this. Damn near every invention that America is using came from the American Aborigine, aka the American Negro. who's been misclassified as an African American. Can we all deal with that? So when we saying this Indigenous Peoples Day, how are you excluding the so-called African American
That's a
from
fact.
being? You understand what I'm saying? So saying it's the Aboriginal people day, week, month, year, every day is our motherfucking day. Stop giving an Indigenous Peoples Day to these people. And once again, I think it's moving in the right direction because, you know, instead of Christopher Columbus Day, it's Aboriginal Peoples Day, right? So we changing the trajectory of history. Y'all don't understand that, but y'all on the wrong side of history right now. That's the goddamn problem. When people gonna be looking at this later on in life, when we long gone, these words, these videos are gonna still be here. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And a lot of you niggas is on the wrong side of history. Trust that. You're not bringing anything to the table. You don't even have a plan to bring some potato salad to the table. Nothing. You're not bringing a side. You're not bringing a snack. You're not bringing shit to the motherfucking table that's going to empower our people. You got the nerve to be in the way? Really? Come on, bro. Stop it. So information is there. It's overwhelming information. We should not be fighting over terms like Indian, whether it's Aboriginal. All those words are encompassing the tanchans of this land. We sprung from the soil. Now, if you want to say you came from somewhere, you want to attach yourself to some Black Irish, some green Irish, purple people over here, have it at it, dude. Bro, ain't nobody saying nothing to y'all. But this is a renegade nation over here, nigga. You want to know why? Because I was there when it started, motherfucker. So that's why I know it's a renegade nation. That's why I know it's a renegade nation.
You
This is
had
a
one of the
renegade
first
nation.
platforms. You actually had one of the first platforms over here on YouTube that welcomed anybody and everybody and come and get their spills on whether they was American Indian or you know, African American. You know,
everything.
at the beginning was trying to lure people in. You get them in because that's how they did with the school system. They got them in the school system, and what did they do? They put them in a trance. When anytime you go in a building and it says entrance at the top of the door, they're putting you in a trance. That's why it says it's entrance. Trance is on the end of it. Remember that. And that's what's wrong with our people. They're in the trance.
Only builders, y'all. That's what it's really about. Like I said, man, you know, man, you know, I know I pop off, but you know, like I said, you know, I'm here to serve. I'm not here to I don't even like far as being a leader and all that type of stuff, you know, I'm a part of a council. I'm a part of a group, but I'm my mama's son. My mama's still, you understand what I'm saying? So I know how to be led as well. If y'all understand. I know how to listen. I know how to, and it's about listening to our matriarchs, to our ancient mamas, and because we're men and we have a certain type of brain set, and you know, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to emasculate our men. You understand what I'm saying?
Never that.
You know, it's gonna be some testosterone around this bitch. You know what I mean? And you know, that's just how that go, y'all. You know, I expect it, honestly, to be honest with y'all. But you know, we gotta have ways of resolving some of these issues that we're having. You know what I'm saying? If we can't talk about it, then we should be able to do something else to resolve the issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it.
Of course. You
know,
know,
but
I remember coming up as a child, we would fight. We get to fight. And you know, one lost, one run home and go and let his wounds heal. Because, you know, time has changed, as we say. Each 10 years, they come with some old dumb shit. But this right here, I think it'll be kind of worth it. My sister Lyrica wanted to bring it up about, you know, all the confusion. Get in the rink and box it out. You know, we'll set it up where we can make.
I thought she wanted to save that.
Oh, my bad, sis. Am I wrong?
No.
Well, we'll go in more to it when we do a live with the matriarchs. We will definitely expound on it because it's going to be for a good cause. So y'all please be able to tune into that. But I'm gonna let Chief finish what he was saying.
Like I said, man, we not here to do anything but bring the truth to the people. Um, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like I said. Once again, this film is a labor of love. It's just not me. It's everybody that contributes to this community, to this awakening, to this movement, right? You know what I'm saying? When we say community, are we Xing out Pan Africans from our community? What are we doing? Because a lot of y'all got Pan African relatives at your house right now. Sorry, I don't.
I don't.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people do because a lot of people were just converted. And if we would have said fuck the Pan Africans, right? A lot of you niggas would still be Pan Africans. If we'd have did what all the other Indian groups did years ago. I got mine, right? They got theirs. They ain't got to worry about you. They got theirs. They got in. Remember you said earlier about the bougie Indian? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Niggas get into these civilized tribes, air quote civilized tribes, and then turn around and tell everybody else that's so-called African Americans, right, that y'all need to get y'all's. Shouldn't you know that we all have been misclassified?
They
we are
ain't
part
calling
of
themselves European American. They're calling themselves American.
Well, they switch places with us. It's called trading places. That's the whole movie. Swap
That's
it
a
out.
fact.
Eddie Murphy traded places with Mortimer, Mortimer, right? He traded places with them. That's what that was about. Trading places. It's the opposite. They traded places with us. We had the wealth. Now 100 years later, we in exile in our own land. We actually real slaves because we're paying taxes and working for these people. That's slavery. And you're conditioned to that slavery based off of the imagery and the institutions that they put it forward. It's all you guys. When you're a slave, make sure you raise your hand super high. Right? Make sure you raise your hand super high anytime you hear the word slave, you see the word slave written down anywhere, because make sure that we're gonna make sure that you're slaves, make sure you know you're from Africa, make sure you know you're black and you stay in your place, right? Niggas is still having these same type of conversations in America.
I always remember they're gonna think they won the war anyway because they're the ones in charge now. So, talking to some of them is like talking to a brick wall. But, you still gotta get the word out. Because you just don't know, just because that person is not listening doesn't mean the next person that around you or them, they're listening to what is going on.
Right.
It is what it is.
Man, I want to say peace to everybody in the chat room. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for having me, sis. You know what I'm saying?
You're very much welcome. I had to get you over here. Like I said, you're one of the main platforms that brought it to the community. A lot of people, like you said, you took that journey yourself. Will you please explain, even though your grandmother told you who she was, but you took another journey like a whole lot of these people are doing. It's like they're ignoring their grandmother or their mother, what she said, and taking the word of the system, the caste system that is in place, as if your grandmama and mom is a lie. Can you please expound on your journey for us?
Well, the first thing is, right, my mother and grandmother sent me to school, right? Say get good grades. I was one of the first people in my entire family, both sides, that went to college or university, right? Of course, I'm from Mississippi, so I grew up knowing Choctaw, Blackfoot, right? Knowing that situation, living on the land, all these things, right? Still got our land, right? But when I went off to school in the 90s, along with the hip hop that was pushing Africa stuff, or from X Clan and all the things, right? To me, I fell in love with the energy of Black power, right? Even though I used to come on and be like, come on, we Africans, like, no goddamn Africans. I never looked up the etymology of African, right? I'm in college. And I thought damn, grandma, how you don't know this? You ain't right? She didn't go to college. So for a few years, I got away from this land. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about Africa and prayer rugs and Mecca. You know what I'm saying? Israel and all the things over there. And I put all my spiritual capital and all these things in another place, right? But once I came into the science and seeing these pyramids, right? Seeing the mummies, seeing our ancestors here in the ground, I'm on that journey myself. I'm taking this journey. I'm like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then start getting into etymology, you know what I'm saying? Like just absorbing different, what I want to say, schools of thoughts, right? Like, it's like this right here. If you hear somebody say something, right? And I remember a long time ago, and it's just something simple as this, right? Moore said, I want to say, shout out to Ty Street Bay. And I remember he said something about etymology. And I was like, etymology, right? And he was talking about the word black and certain things, right? And I was blacked out, y'all. Like, black is black, black is black. I didn't even want to, like, African American. I didn't even want to be an American. Just cut the American off, right? Because I was brainwashed. And I understand a lot of the brothers and sisters, they want what's best for our people. And they feel like this black stuff and that culture is about that. I didn't know that the CIA, the Ghetto Informant Program, had started Black Studies and pushed African American studies on our people. And that's why they was funding X-Clan them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I always never wondered, why are these organizations, these Jewish organizations, funding this movement? They were doing everything they could to push us off our land, to push our energy over there, to alienate us from America, alienate from our flags. We see the Chickamauga flag when you playing 1865. You got the Chickamauga flag up there. People say that's a racist flag. But I remember a little boy, I didn't think the General Lee was racist when I'm watching the Dukes of Hazzard. You understand what I'm saying? It's all about control. And that's what these people are doing. So researching, finding all these Egypto artifacts here in America, and then understanding that they're older and we have more things here. America's greater, is older than the rest of the world. It just took me. It just brought me back home. You know what I'm saying? And once again, my journey is not everybody's journey. You understand what I'm saying? So coming into this realization, coming to this information, it's just further than just, hey, my grandmama told me this, because that shit don't work with niggas that grandmama told them who they were, just like me, because I went to school. I think I know more than my grandmother, who probably knew her grandmother and great grandmothers, to be able to pass the story down to them. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Is, you know, the indoctrination I fell for the same thing everybody else fell for. I was just kind of smart enough to get out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, we have a lot of people still holding on to it.
Yeah.
Literally calling their grandmama and mama and them liars. So this is but that at the same breath, they'll say you self-hate because you got African in you and you want to be something you not. Nigga, if you don't take a look outside yourself, you literally just called your grandmama a liar. And just because you are set up in the classroom for 8 hours and got bullshit, this is all you getting is bullshit. What they need to be telling you while you in the school, because in the school builds workers for the plantation. It's not what it's. That's why when you leave school, you don't have none of that knowledge that you done learned for 12 years, because it's not supposed to stick with you. They just wanted to get you where they need you, and this at the bottom, and have you working for pennies, because they don't never want to let you up.
Mm-hmm. All facts. I mean, listen, I say this all the time. I don't think I ever asked you this question, right? If the so-called American Negro, or we like to say American Indians or American Aborigines, right? We know what we're talking about, right? Us niggas. If we were an economic empowered, if we were the top of the economic ladder, every building that y'all walk outside and see is owned by us. Every building, every business. and that everybody else works for us, right? Would we be at the bottom of the social ladder? Social and political ladder. If we were economic sound in power, would we be at the bottom of the economic and social ladder? That's a
I
question
don't
for
think
everybody in
so.
the chat room. I'm gonna look in the chat room. You don't think it's impossible, right? It's definitely impossible. I kind of want everybody, you know, um, y'all following this, kind of get a gold in the building. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about it, right? Anybody that's economically empowered, right? They don't even have to be the majority and still rule the rest of the people because they can manipulate the airways. They can manipulate what the
That's
people are
true.
ingesting. Even if the people don't like it, guess what? They can't say nothing because they don't want to lose their job, or they don't want to lose their water, or they don't want to lose their food. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the thing that made all these pale skins sit back and was scared of Black Lives Matter because they pushing their agenda. And they was like, if you guys don't step up and be a part of this agenda right here, right?
Yeah, you're right.
You're not gonna have a job. You're gonna be fired. So you go in your Twitter account, you want to, and say all lives matter. When we're pushing this, I'm just speaking for the so-called liberal agenda and these people that are ruining America, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Ruin. They're ruining America. And then some of these things are simple fixes. Why not evenly distribute and allocate these funds that y'all are just printing up anyway? And not Black America, Americans. Take care of Americans first, who are hurt the most. Even with them giving all this money out or whatever, you know how hard it is for Negroes to get money? All this free money they're giving away right now? Why the fuck is it so hard for niggas to get money? And these motherfuckers is lining up for their restaurants and their businesses and everything else, or they propose businesses and they propose all these things. They getting money that they don't have to pay back. Fully forgivable loans. They make it so hard. Oh, you got to file tax. They know a lot of us ain't filing motherfucking taxes. They know we working outside of the thing because they have already taxed us and regulated us out of business. So I say this again. It's about economic empowerment. And niggas don't understand that if we're economically sound and we are competing in this economic war that we in, you would have more success with allying with your brothers in Africa and doing business with them. Nobody wants to they'd rather ally with the pale skins over here than to ally with you because you don't have any power. So that's why they don't want their daughters laying up with us. You understand what I'm saying? They forbid them. They like even if some of them they can't even talk to us. They catch them talking to us, it's gonna be a problem. Have y'all ever heard any of the brothers in there? Heard that a lot of African sisters ever told y'all? Y'all ever seen an African sister, a sister from the continent or whatever? And you like, hey, she might be cute or something, right? You try to speak to her or something, whatever. They act super funny. They will get whooping. They will get a whooping if they get caught talking to you. Some of them, some cultures, some of these people, right, will literally be in trouble with their people. So yeah, I don't know if you heard that before. As you said, you work with Africans, sis.
I figure.
Yeah,
But
you
see,
said
we
you
still,
work with them though.
yeah.
See, you understand? You ever heard that before? Far as them not, of course they men want to sleep with our women because we got the best women on the planet. But if you ever heard of them,
You know how I feel
you
about that
do.
mission. I believe, it's funny. What I've noticed a lot when we talk about don't mix, people really get in their feelings about that. But there's other people, other ethnic do not believe in mixing either. But you don't say nothing about them. It's only when the indigenous people, aka Negro, aka Black African American, whatever term you feel like today, whenever they want to name you, it's only us that they gotta, have a problem with. But when some other ethnic or nationality group of people say they no, we gonna stay within our people, nothing is said. It's only said to us, and that's when they start saying we self-hating. How the hell we self-hating? Our ancestor bone is right here in this land. So, take care of your responsibility. Your family is your responsibility, y'all. Letting them know who they are is your response. If you found out something, don't hold it back or keep it to yourself. This is the time for awakening. You don't know, just because your family member or relative have never spoke to you about some of the stuff, you never know until you start expounding on it to them. About now, I heard grandmama say that we was Indian, so I went to look it up and got genealogy, and it's showing that their grandmama's not lying. Grandmama got paperwork saying who she is, but you got a Pan African over here saying no, she's African. You think I'm gonna believe that Pan African over what my grandmama said? Me and my grandma might whoop his ass, cause it's what it sounds like. A lot of y'all need your ass whooped. I hear the mic too.
Yeah, like I said, this is about the first Americans. Who are the first Americans? Um, a lot of times a lot of people don't understand. We have some people that are mad about um, our think tank. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jag, shout out to A1, AP, Lotus. I mean, I could just name 1,000 brothers that contribute to this think tank, right? You know what I'm saying? And I just, like for me, like at some point we're gonna have to have our own scholars, our own teachers, our own scientists putting out our books. We're gonna have to stop referring to them. Like it's always behooves me, right? My brain just be looking. I just be. It's crazy that Black Power Rangers always need a pale skin to validate any information that we bring into them. And then when we bring them the information that comes from a pale skin, right? They don't respect it when it's coming from our ancestors, right, or us, right? So when we bring a pale skin, an archaeologist say, "Hey, this is a Negro right here," then they try to turn that around and say, "Oh, you guys are bringing these things, people's information." Well, here's the problem. And once again, we gave them science, math. We invented everything that the world is using, right? North American Negroes. Okay, so when the so-called Native Americans are saying that we're taking culture from them, my question is, okay, well, what culture are we stealing? What's culture to you guys? We're talking foods. We know that's not a thing, right? That's American culture. We already said invention, so we've invented everything that America is using that makes America great, right? Cars, America, right? But we know that the pale skins came and took stuff, whatever, and put us out of business. Okay. Sports, entertainment, governance, great law, peace, all these things, right? We are taking credit for that. Our ancestors, the Confederacy, we're
We
taking
need to
credit for
be in control of that, because that's
that.
our shit.
Absolutely.
We was doing all these things before they got here.
Absolutely. And they did not write that Constitution for us in Germantown in 1776. It was not for us, y'all. This is the point we're trying to say. So even when we're talking about slaves, why are they still passing slave laws in 1910 for pale people? Please make this make sense. Okay? Please make this make sense. And I know, hold on, I know people be like, oh no, right? No, they never even brought that up in the R. Kelly case. They charged him with it, but they never brought it up where this law comes from. So a lot of us, we dig deep. We know what the Mann Act was, or what they call in the Mann Act, but it's called white slave law, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really what they're saying. But once again, that's just a nickname. They literally talking about the Europeans, the pale skins who were here who didn't have anything. So that's all they had was to do was debauchery. But this is 1910. What was we doing in 1910? Oh, we was building Tulsa. We was building Detroit. We was building Wilmington, North Carolina. We was building Tuscaloosa. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Every fucking city, state in this country we was thriving in 1910. They were still having motherfucking slave trafficking laws being passed for them. Make it make sense, y'all. Please make this make sense. Please. And that's what we're saying. Like, we got to start telling the truth. We cannot keep allowing these things to happen. You know what I'm saying? Allowing these people to miseducate our people. So this docu-series and bringing this information, whatever, is and waking our people up. Before we can start building anything collectively, we got to start thinking in the right mind frame. You can't think like a slave, because that slave mentality is gonna sabotage everything that we're doing over here. Nobody wants to live in a community with people that think like slaves, right?
I'm giving them a better.
Yes.
Eagles fly with eagles.
Mm.
Eagles don't fly with pigeons.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing. They don't mix. So it's time for us to start flying high. If you look in the bill, this is the right place. Not only are we trying to build, we're trying to give you the history. What makes your ancestors so great and how you came from greatness. And they want everybody to think that all melanated people were slaves around the world and your grandmama and them didn't do nothing but run around butt naked swinging from vines and shit. Not true. It's not true at all.
That's facts.
How the first beings on Earth and for hundreds of thousands of years, then all of a sudden came a pale skinned people and all they just know all the history, but if you look back, they didn't even exist, really. Yeah, hit your pot. Hit your I don't know. We gotta get it together though. We definitely gotta get together. We don't need no division. All this is out of love, y'all. We've been going for about an hour, Chief.
Yeah, so you sound kind of tired over there.
I'm
Sound kind of
definitely
tired
tired.
over
I
there.
ain't gonna lie. You know, I'm
Right.
tired. But
We already know, man.
Be looking for the documentary slash history of our ancestors coming soon. Not history, but history. So
Well,
I'll let you
I
finish
don't know if you. I want to leave y'all with that. I don't know if you know about his HIS Tory. Look up the word Tory. Tory means thieves. This is a group of thieves. This is their story, their Tories, their thieving, their theft of your mind. So when they created this whole fake ass history, it's super fake. So when we were like, who are the founding fathers of America? We are the founding fathers and mothers of America. We are the first American. Period. Dot. We gave the world civilization. Period. The world, Craig. Everybody is using
that's a
something
fact.
that was invented by North American fucking Negroes. Not North
That's a
American
fact.
fucking mestizos, not North American motherfucking Native Americans. We're talking about everybody around the world, right? Is dancing to hip hop. Even if they don't even know the words to it, they love the vibrational pitches of it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the whole world is influenced by American Negroes, aka American Aborigines, American Indians, misclassified as African Americans. The Declaration of Reclamation of our identity and our natural rights is very important for you to have this in your files. Read it, study it, understand. This is very important for documents, for us putting something in the ether for people in further generations, 100 years from now, 50 years from now, when we say, for instance, we're not here, and we can leave something for them. This movie series, everything that we're doing is to leave more than breadcrumbs, but a fucking foundation for our people to build something on in the future. Because we far behind in the 8 ball right now.
And we ain't talking about no goddamn museum. How about that? They got plenty of museums. We're not talking
But we
about.
need museums though.
Yeah, we do, but that should be
Nah, I
that
was
should be
literally
in the
playing.
middle of the list, not
I
the
was
top of the
literally
list.
playing. Might even be at
No.
the bottom of the goddamn list. But niggas, they listen. This brother raised $1 million in a month, y'all. Let that sink in. $1 million in a month.
Yeah, we got some gullible people. They won't tell you how it is. But like I said, it's nice that we have one, but they don't have to be the top of the list. Because you could have been buying land and building whole communities where you can have the people that know who they are go out there and help build communities for their own people. Because that's what our people did. They helped build their own communities. So, it's a lot of things that could have been done with that money. And for me, that was a waste of money. If you talking about building a whole motherfucking museum. Didn't make no sense to me. But I yield the mic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but once again, you can't tell the people what they think is important. You know what I'm saying? I would like to think, man, that our story will be able to be told in this thing, and I would like to think that the work and the things that we're doing is is inspiring FBA, is inspiring different movements, ADOS, for instance, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like, hopefully that the things that we're doing can inspire people that are on their journey. So I don't like to cut people's grass. Like they say, all blades of grass don't grow the same. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I get it. And I am very empathetic to that. At the same time, we at war right now, bro. We gotta be on code. And I don't think that the people are on code enough for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm still riding with Deontay Wilder. You understand what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw, I'm riding with that. So I don't know, man. Like I just kind of see how we are. Like these people stay on code. We got to stay on code. When I say stay on code, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna do business with only us and empower each other. We don't think like that.
Yeah, you're right. We don't. You're right.
You understand what I'm saying? We don't think like that. That's all. That's all, man. I just want to say shout out to peace to everybody, man. We definitely appreciate all the love and support we get. And like I said, some hate too. You know what I mean? Like I said, some hate is good. Keeps you honest. You know what I'm saying? And we got enough haters out there, man. So, we're trying to build, like I said, love on who love you, man. Support the real. Only builders over here. Remember that. So when we start talking about resumes and start doing things, check the motherfucking scoreboard, my nigga. Like y'all can't, they ain't be acting so brand new. Like, check the scoreboard, bro. We running up the score over here. So that's all we saying, man. So Sahab, I come in peace. Only builders. We don't have nothing else to say. It's only builders over here. If you got the trailer, please share it. I'm thanking you in advance. Share it with your family. Share it with everybody. Just anybody just text it to them. Put in your Facebook groups, Instagram, whatever you got going on. Tag me in it. I would appreciate it. Right? This is a part of pushing this culture forward and changing the conditions of the minds and hearts of our people. So this is what we got going on. But we need economic empowerment, and that's what it's really about. Is once again, if we know that this right here, empowering each other, empowering the right people, because we have been empowering. Niggas is empowering Lil Nas X, for instance. So we empower everything that's detrimental to us, and that's what I'm saying. Even on this YouTube games and everything else where these niggas be playing, niggas empower the wrong people, and that's just the problem I have, just in general. You know what I'm saying? Just period. But we're here to serve, and that's all it is to it, y'all. So like I said, love on who love you. And we're gonna keep pushing the envelope, man. We're gonna keep moving, y'all. I'm gonna say shout out to everybody in the chat room. Got a gang of people here tonight. I'm gonna say peace and love to everybody. You ready to get up out of here?
Peace and love myself. What is peace, love, and war? Because we at war.
Peace, love, and war, huh?
That's we in war. When they say study no war no more, no, we need to keep studying war because the whole time they've been doing silent wars on us.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, peace, love, and war. That's what it's about. time for us to start protecting ourselves. We can't look for a government to protect us. It's killing us. How does that work? They show you that what they're capable of, but then you want them to protect you. How does that work? It makes no sense to me. But I like to thank everybody for coming out to watch the bill and the watch the documentary that he got Chief Holiday got going, aka Billy Goat, and we're gonna play it.
Yeah. Hey man, if y'all can, man, show the sister some love. And Copper Empress.
One thing about our community is that we don't identify as African, and we don't identify as African American.
Shout out to Ty Data. Hey.
Talking for the natives.
Yeah.
I like when it comes to talking about African Americans, I have no education with that. Period. I don't. I'm not even connecting to that no more. That's a
Negro is still languished in the corners of American society. Finds himself in exile in his own land.
Yeah, man. I want to say peace and paradise. We say peace, love, and war to all the American Aborigines, man. We definitely appreciate everybody, man. Hey, North, South, Central, and the conjoining islands is all America, man. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? It's American supremacy. It's America first. Hey, man, tap in with us, man. You already know, man. Hit me up at chiefholiday@gmail.com. Y'all see all the links, everything in the chat room, man.
Please
tap in.
smash that like button
Cash App.
on your way
Cash
out.
App. Copper Empress. Show the sister some love. Like I said, it's about, you know what I'm saying? It's about support, man. So we definitely appreciate all the support we get, man. But show the sister some love. We definitely appreciate everybody in the building. Hey, once again, it was my honor to serve you. It's your sahab, and I come in peace, but I will give you war. You heard? I want to say, Shah, thank you. Hey, thank you, sir. I will. Like I'm saying, I'm really a very peaceful person. I don't want no smoke. I don't want anybody, nothing. But, you know, that is just not the way of the world. So I want to say shout out to everybody, man, tapped in, man. We definitely appreciate y'all. Hey, yeah, Copper, Cash App, Copper Empress. Tap in. Definitely appreciate everybody.
Thank y'all. I know I didn't get to shout out y'all names, each one individually, but like I said, I love all y'all. I love my people. If you're new here, welcome to this journey of truth. We ain't trying to cut no corners. We want you to know. Don't take our word. Go research it. Do your genealogy and find out who you are. That's all you have to do. Don't let no white man that came off some fucking boat tell you who you are when he won't even tell you who he is and how he got here. And I ain't talking about how he got to America, how he got here. That's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. Be out. Chief got I think another interview tomorrow. What time is that one, Chief?
I don't think it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow, Tuesday. I think I'm open tomorrow. I think got Chief.
If not, it'll be Wednesday. We know Gretchen got she has it what days who's gonna be interviewing Chief. So
I can look up it real fast. Yeah, man, we making our rounds, and like I said, if you wanna book me for your show, hit me up, chiefholiday@gmail.com. I don't care how big your channel is or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're here to disseminate this information to everybody. Like I said, if we can wake up one person, we did something. You know what I mean? So that's just where it's at. We're not here to cut your water, cut you down. Like we're here to build. You know what I'm saying? We're here to build the people up. So a lot of times, the psychological damage is so crazy. A lot of times, our people support people that literally sit there and talk down to them. Well, what about the people that show you love? So I think that's really interesting. So I just want to say peace to everybody. And like I said, we could have shouted out all y'all, man. We definitely love and honor everybody that tap in with us. So Appreciate y'all a lot. I don't know, we might have a little after party or something tonight, y'all. You never know.
All right,
Well,
y'all. We're going to get
thank
on
you.
out of here. Everybody have a masterful rest of the evening.
That's right.
Smooches.